Yo, yo, yo. It's your boy Demo the Don, aka God Demo. Now, I'm still doing my thing. I'm still doing my thing. I'm gonna stay doing my thing. I'm a street preacher, you know what I'm saying? But I don't have time to be preaching to each individual, here, there, anywhere, family, friends, none of y'all. Individually. So here, I'm doing my best to give you the understanding that you need and want and desire. Yeah, I'm doing it real crazy and fucked up, and I'm playing games with it a little bit, but it's mine to play. Because we all like to control other people all the time, and I don't understand why that mentality comes about. And you ask a bunch of questions about their personal effects and all this stuff like that, and you get all into their personal business. And what's the reasoning for getting into a person's personal effects and personal reasonings? You know what I'm saying? And personal things and personal details about something. So you're tracking something, but what are you tracking? That's a thing that's in the military, that's on the railroad and all kinds of places. Tracking. I get it, I understand, but are you tracking? I heard you, I was listening, but are you tracking? So that's a big thing of mine now. Because I just had recently had a conversation, and I was missing a lot of parts of where everything was going wrong in the conversation, and to the point where I had to think militant about it a little bit. And so because I became a little bit more militant, I became a little bit more emotionally distant. And when I became emotionally distant, I started noticing the difference between hearing, listening, paying attention, uh, caring, all that shit, tracking. Whether was that person tracking or not, and what was they tracking, you know. So that's following along with, for anybody who don't understand. What are you tracking? What are you following along with? So I noticed that a lot of you all aren't really tracking at all. Those who watch my videos, those who watch what's going on with things that I'm saying, you're not really tracking any of this stuff, and you're not tracking life at all. And you're thinking that's okay, that's fine, because I didn't know I was supposed to track my life and the life around me, and be attentive to the life around me, and be considerate of it as well. While I walk along the roads of life. So it's very hard for a person like me, or being like me, to understand where certain misconceptions are. And the problem isn't just with your misconceptions or your misunderstandings. It's also with me truly identifying what these problems are, and the person who's identifying these things to identify these things as for what they are. And a lot of times, that's what it is. People aren't tracking another person. We're just going along with what we want to, and what we desire. That's why it's so hard to talk to people, because you have the desires and wants of the flesh, and you're not thinking beyond your flesh. And that's why it's so hard to deal with fleshly beings. And because that's all you can think about is your survival. Because you're flesh and bone, and you know that if you get pierced, you'll get hurt. If you feel pain, it's painful. And you understand that part way too much. And that's understandable, because no one wants to feel pain, whether it's physical, emotional, mental, or any other kind of way. So, but to cause such pain and be ignorant of it is another thing. And that's what a lot of people are doing. And they're not tracking how much of this they're doing, and not tracking themselves. They're not tracking the other people. They're not putting the stories together. They're not putting all this understanding, this wisdom, this knowledge that they say they have together. You're just going off a bit or a piece, or a sliver of what you know, and you're just running with it, and being happy and content, comfortable with just that bit of knowledge. And you should know that knowledge is open-ended. That's why you ask so many open-ended questions, because knowledge is open-ended, but the questions has to be precise, and sometimes you have to sit back and understand yourself as far as how far does my knowledge actually go, to where you get a different type of understanding that's new to you, and you begin to grow higher and beyond what you were before. And most people don't understand growing further and beyond their own worth. So you stand still in that comfort, and instead of trying to find other comforts, you stick with that one, being narrow-minded and simple-minded. And even though that is fine, that is okay with you, you're running around bragging and boasting and stepping on everyone who could step over you because you were comfortable in the position that you were in. And that's not fair to anybody. And it shouldn't be fair to anybody for that to be okay. And that's the kind of world that we're living in, when you say, oh, you can't say that, you can't do that, you think you feel you, and then they step on a person, and the employer or teacher or wherever you're at, the authority of the land, or wherever you're at in Rome, when in Rome, do as Romans, right? So the authority in Rome is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not defending the right things. You're defending anything when you should be defending the right things. It's okay for a person to have an opinion. An opinion is an opinion. You get to understand things through opinions, right? However, they should not be fact and should not be fought for. And that's what a lot of people are fighting for, opinions. Really? Do you really want to fight for opinions for the rest of ever? I don't. I'm not. So I'm not fighting for my opinion whether or not what I'm saying is real or not. I'm fighting for the opinion that maybe we should listen, be caring, accepting, revealing of lies, and letting them go and just dropping them right on the floor where they belong. Or put them in the trash, throw them out. Throw them out. All those lies, all that mess. Just throw it out, because you don't need it. You don't want it. It's been destroying you and everybody else for so long. So are you tracking? Are you tracking? No, because you can't keep up with certain words and things and such, because they're beyond your comprehension. Well, maybe, like I said, you should pick up on your vocabulary and then stop thinking that I'm saying it wrong, and actually understand and listen to what I'm saying and how I'm saying it, instead of trying to find fault in what I'm saying. That's a big problem with everybody. You're always you're tracking fault, instead of tracking what is said and what is done and what isn't done and what isn't said. You're too busy trying to track the fault, the fault line. And you're causing earthquakes by trying to find the fault line. So, earthquakes within yourself. That's why you're having all these problems. You're studying trying to find the fault line. Do you understand yourself at all? No, you don't. Watch some videos. Let me help you. Stop trying to be all nice and smooth about, I can't stand being talk to you like that. I'm a baby. Really? Are you a baby? Or you're an adult? Take some words. Listen. Pay attention. Understand these things aren't just words, or aren't just entertainment, aren't just something just to play around with. This is truth. This is real. This is honesty. This is wisdom. This is knowledge. This is the understanding of self and beyond. Maybe you're tracking, maybe you're not. You know, because you don't understand at all. You don't comprehend it all. But it's hard for you to track as well. And that's a big problem, tracking. You're tracking the wrong things, tracking the fault line, and wonder where all these earthquakes are coming because you don't understand the rail of your mind is searching for the fault line constantly. So if it's searching for the fault line constantly, it's going to find a fault line. And what happens when a fault line is found? Earthquakes. Rumblings within yourself, rumblings within your mind, rumblings within your emotions, rumbling within your being. And with these rumblings, you have more and more problems, more and more physical problems, more and more mental problems, more and more emotional problems. You can't sustain water. You can't sustain yourself. That's why you're upset all the time. Because you're tracking too many fault lines instead of tracking the identifying lines, which the lines which you should be going across, the identifying lines which make up this, which make up that, which make up this, whatever this or that may be towards you. You don't understand these types of metaphors and whatnots. They are. You know what they are. But maybe one day you will, maybe one day you won't. It's not my place to teach you further than. You should want to learn further than. And not sitting around waiting for someone to teach you something which should be so simple, which is track the identifying lines of yourself instead of the fault lines of others and self. And when a person is talking to you, track what they're saying, track what they're doing, track yourself and what you're doing and saying, understand what you're doing and saying, comprehend what you're doing and saying, have an idea, have a thought in your mind to do the right thing. It's hard to do the right thing. It is. And that's how hard it is. Just to track. Maybe you care. Maybe you don't. Maybe you love. Maybe you won't. Free will is yours. But that is it. Free will is yours. And that is it. You can make the choices. You can make the decisions. The outcome is not yours to choose. Are you tracking? I don't know. I think you're still trying to fight for that image that you know something. And you know better than me. And you know better than the next. And you know better than. Why are you being that way? Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Ignorance is not bliss, is it? Being blissfully ignorant is a horrible thing. It is. Are you tracking? Did you track those things? Did you track the rest of the videos? This is a podcast that's a video cast as well. So you know it's real. So you know it's honest. So you know it's true. So you know it is what it is. And not just someone trying to just bullshit his way somewhere. I'm giving you more than just a dream. I'm giving you more than just a plan. I'm giving you more than just anything. I'm giving you everything all at once. Will you accept that mission impossible to accept truth? Huh? That's a mission impossible for a human being to accept truth. Are you tracking? Are you identifying with yourself? Or are you identifying with the words that I'm saying? Or are you identifying with what relates to what you want? You know? That was a big part of that conversation, relating. Because when he said, me too, he didn't understand that he created a debate and an argument by saying me too. When a person is talking to you, you say me too, you create a relation debate. Because now you're trying to relate your sob story to their sob story and whose sob story is worse. Why is there a debate on whose sob story is worse? Why would you want to compete on such a thing? Why would you want to have a debate on who has the worst life? Fighting for the wrong thing. Fighting for the wrong thing. I get it. You don't. I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Like being happy and comfortable and gluttonous and lustful and greedy and envious. Sloth. Yeah, prideful. Yeah, love those things. Love them. It is the best and only thing that most of you know and love. The bad stuff. Disrespect. Vanity. Selfishness. Inconsideration. Disrespectful. Condescending. Bringing someone down. Condescending. Judgmental. Hypocritical. Arrogant. And prideful about all of it. And being a gluttonous, lustful, envious, prideful, sloth about life. Yeah. Now you know. Maybe you can understand. Maybe you won't. Maybe you care. Maybe you don't. It's not my place to force you. It's your place to force yourself. It's your place to listen. It's your place to pay attention. You know, use those tools that God gave you. Pay attention. You waste them all the time. Time, energy, effort, sight, listening, hearing, talking, smelling, touching, tasting. You ignore them. You neglect them. You throw them to the wayside constantly because you desire something. You want something so bad that you would neglect yourself and others and neglect who and what they are and who and what they got going on. Yeah. Yeah. That's the gist of it all, isn't it? Not tracking? Still not tracking? Going down the wrong train tracks for a train wreck? Yeah. Fighting for image. Not living for peace. Not paying attention. Fucking over love. Do you care? Do you really care? I tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I want respect. You want respect. We all want respect. You scream, I scream. We all scream for respect. Love you. Stop fucking over it.